And we're live. Right, welcome back to another episode of Hangry Caveman. Today we've got Matt. How are you,
Hello.
buddy?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. Seemed like
So this is my first time in this kind of setup. So that's gonna be an interesting experience.
man, your setup is like a pro musician stereo system in the back, man.
Yeah,
Put stuff down here.
yeah. I'm using some special microphone here
Oh shit,
to capture the sound. Yeah, going all out
going all
just
out.
to make it count. Yeah,
Make it count and making it sound good on my show, buddy. Nice.
exactly. Increasing the production volume.
Definitely increasing the value of this
Yeah.
show, buddy. Definitely increasing the value of this
Yeah.
show. So what have you been doing lately? We just heard about second phase of lockdown. Next 3 weeks we're going to be sitting around still.
Yeah,
What have you
that
been
was yesterday, right?
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, sorry, it was on Wednesday that they say that.
We just,
I lost. I'm losing track. Supposedly it's Friday today, but I was thinking it's Thursday, so it's
that was
weird.
yesterday, man. I'm sure.
All right, yeah. I feel fine about it. I mean, could be worse. I mean, I have a, I don't know. I just know history, and worse things happen. So
Man, there's loads
I'm
more. Let's face
yeah,
it. Yeah, definitely
yeah.
agree with that one, buddy.
Yeah. So if you put it in a perspective, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
fine.
perspective. I think people need to
Yeah.
get this whole lockdown into a bit more perspective, man. It's starting to piss me off with some of these people. It's
Yeah.
not that bad, all right? We get to sit on our ass and do what we want at home. It's not like we've got to go back out there farming, fighting some fucking stupid army who wants to kill every single one of us. It's not like the virus is so bad that it's actually contagiously super contagious where you can't even live in your own house. I mean, how bad is it, really? Seriously, people need to get fucking real, man.
What do you mean? Are you contesting the idea of the lockdown,
No,
or
I
are you
mean, I've seen
contesting
so many
the idea of
people.
the?
Have you seen all these? I'm not sure about you. You've seen some videos in America where they're kind of like protesting to get back into real to normality, get back into real life, and get back to work. Yes, I can understand it, but we're in a
Yeah.
special situation under special circumstances.
Yeah,
My hangry size coming out, man.
I
I'm
can see
telling you.
that.
Yeah, so
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
I know you.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm more stoic. I just observe. To be honest, I don't feel like a lot of my um how to call it
Emotionally.
I mean, the beginning, yeah, the beginning might have been difficult, but over time I got used to it.
Yeah.
I started doing some stuff, just for myself. Started playing more music, just practicing instruments, um, going more inwards, just exploring what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but my circumstances are specific because I actually have been not working for like 6-9 months already, so I'm kind of used to this in a sense, apart from me not being able to go out and meet people. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like you said from the beginning, it's perspective. It isn't that bad being locked down in your own house.
As long as you have a roof
It's
over
warm.
your head, then
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, could be a lot worse.
Mm.
So what have you been doing? What, playing music while you've been in this lockdown?
Play music. I've actually started practicing like properly the drums
Okay.
because
Your neighbors must
usually
be everybody.
no, my neighbors are usually upstairs, but they are not there
Okay.
right now during the lockdown because I think my neighbor is spending their time with her boyfriend somewhere else. So I'm completely It's completely empty here. Above and below me, there's always the agent.
Yeah.
So the agency. So nobody gives a fuck about them ever. So
Yeah, nice. So you got home isolation with your drum kit.
yeah, but it's an electronic drum kit, so it's
Does it not?
all you can hear is just
Any noise?
tapping
Do you
and
not play it
popping.
now?
Say what?
Do you play it with your headphones on, or do you play with I don't know.
Not really. No. I just blast it on those big speakers I have here,
Okay.
and just rock out. Yeah.
I mean, like, well, the only downside to this is, like, me and you don't get to play basketball for the last few weeks.
Oh, I fucking miss it, man. Can I swear here?
Yeah, of course. It's the fucking Hangry
Yeah.
Caveman show.
I fucking miss it. Yeah. Yeah, because I reverted back to running, but running is not my forte, definitely. And
Right.
well, it gives me an opportunity to focus on my running technique, because my running technique is shit, like heel first. So I started researching how to run, and so usually there's a consensus that it should be the forefoot, right? Yeah, and it should be below your hip, right? So after you push forward, when you land, it should be below your hip, somewhere over there at least, right? So that started, because of that technique, like my calves started burning a lot, and it takes a while to adapt. I still didn't adapt.
Using as well. I mean, if we're going to go into shoes and training and running and stuff, I mean, the running shoes
I'm running in my basketball shoes right now, because I don't have running shoes. Because my last ones, they just got used. Yeah, I had to throw them away, and I have to order some new ones. Yeah.
Okay. Well, take it easy. Don't put too much mileage on them. It's not a good idea, man.
With basketball shoes?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. I mean, they're heavy, and I'm running in those D-Rose 7 or 8. Super heavy.
Super heavy, man. I haven't seen shoes that heavy since the early 90s, man.
Yeah. No, no. If anybody buys D-Roses, I don't know. You have to have a very narrow foot, I think, because it's Adidas, first of all. So they have a very narrow foot. No
matter how do you find them? I mean, for me, I've never ever worn Adidas in so many years. I mean, years and years and years. It's just not a little bit.
No, it's no, I don't like them. No.
Yeah, not even to play in. Not even just
sweatpants are good, but shoes, I'm not sure if they're very good.
I mean, like going back to basketball, I mean, you're going to go back into shoes. What's your favorite shoes at the moment?
Nike Zoom Freak.
Zoom Freak, the Greek.
Yeah.
Self.
The Greek Freak. Yeah. I can bring them over and show you.
Oh, you can, but the podcast people ain't going to see it. Yeah, I'm sure people will find out what they are anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've got the blue ones. Yeah, they're amazing. Just before those, I had LeBron's Soldiers. Yeah. It was 11 or 12, the ones with the Velcro across.
Double cross Velcros on, right?
Yeah. Those were very good. Those are very good, yeah. But I've been playing outdoors with them a lot, and the sole started chafing off.
You killed your shoes by playing them outdoors.
Yeah. But I could revive them by just putting some glue. There's a trick that you can put, like, I forgot the type of glue that you use, but I have it at home here. And you just fill it up and then just file it.
All right.
I did that with one pair of shoes. And
I have never tried that, but I'll let you do that, man. Yeah. My days of playing outdoors and going through shoes are long gone, man.
Yeah, I cannot play outdoors, and it's so warm right now. It's just so tempting.
It would be amazing to go outside, just shoot around and mind playing, just shoot around, but like, we've got to do our part and just get this thing over with.
Yeah. I was even thinking about, if I'm running, might as well just take my basketball and just dribble along the way.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, but sometimes the surface is not even, and there's still cars on the side. So I'm like,
handles, then, aren't you?
so what?
By the time you come back to play, you get the best handles, mate.
Yeah,
Learning to dribble when
I might do it. I might do it. I might really do it. Yeah.
well, do it. I mean, what's the worst case scenario?
Well, somebody gets killed because of a car accident.
Don't do it on the side of the road, man. Don't do it on the side of the road.
Mm, the basketball court down here in Clapham Common is closed. Like they locked it down with locks and everything, so you just cannot enter it.
Yeah, well, they should. Well, they shouldn't need to do that, but then people should have the common sense not to do it. But we're in a society where common sense isn't that common anymore, are we?
It was funny because first they removed the hoops, then they forgot that they left the, how do you call that?
The backboard,
the softball. No, how do you call the one? This netball. Sorry, netball. Yeah. So they left us the netball posts, and they're mobile. So they just moved them. Some guys just moved them next against the basketball hoop, the basketball board. Backboard, and just started playing there. And then they finally locked down this, and then they locked down the whole area. So it was gradual. But people were not listening, so they kept finding new ways of playing.
There's some silly people out there, man. There's some silly people out there. I mean, going back to basketball, man, people will probably be wondering, who the hell is this guy? Do you want to do a little bit of self-introduction of how we met? This is going to be a funny.
Oh my God! It's 2020. We met in like 5 years ago now.
Probably
5 years ago.
5 years ago at least.
Yeah. So I moved in here to London in 2014, I think.
Okay.
And after a year and a half, I was at my desk working, just getting fat and shit. Just looked down. I just started feeling pity to myself, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm not doing any sports. So I just thought, okay, like I should sign up to a gym or whatever. I started going to the gym, but then I realized that I need some sport as well. And then I thought, okay, I actually never played basketball, and because to everybody that doesn't know me, I'm quite tall, 6'5".
You are quite tall, man. You are.
Yeah, and people always ask me, like, do you play basketball? Like, can you dunk? I'm like, no, I don't. I never played, and I cannot dunk. Sorry. So I thought, okay, let's just do it. Oh, the other thing that was actually pushing me away from basketball is we had a bit of basketball back in high school.
Yeah.
But I grew up around like either smaller people, or there was only one guy which was taller than me actually, but he was like really strong, chunky guy. So when we were playing, I felt like pushed around the court and I couldn't do shit, right? And I was skinny as fuck. Like with 6'5", I was weighing maybe 80 kilo.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was 80 kilo, 78, 80 kilo. So I was like, you could just blow some wind at me and I was just topple over.
Definitely not like that now, son.
Yeah.
Go back to the story of how we met. I want people to hear this bit.
Yeah. So I said, okay, let's do basketball. And because I'm I don't know. It was a choice. No, I never played ball, and it was a choice.
You never done sport, man.
I did tennis. I did some football, but I didn't do basketball, right?
Yeah. All right.
Should I choose beginner's level, like any wise person would do, or would I choose intermediate level?
Yeah.
Like a stupid person like me would do. And of course I went for the intermediate level because I thought like,
you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right. But it was a mixture of I'm ambitious, overly ambitious sometimes.
Yeah.
I actually prefer learning from people who actually know better than me, right? So
Yeah.
if I just go to beginners, I might pick up some small things, but in the end, I'm not going to grow.
Yeah. Happens a lot.
Yeah. But the downside is, as it turns out, one thing is that, of course, it's a team sport. So I'm going to actually drag people down. And I was not fit at all.
No.
And I was just gassing out after 2-3 minutes.
Come on, go on.
I was red completely. I still have some pictures back from those days, and I'm like a chubby motherfucker, just gassing out after 2 minutes.
Let's be realistic. You weren't the chubby motherfucker. You were the chubby, geeky motherfucker too.
Chubby, geeky motherfucker, yeah. But that's my journey, right?
Man, your journey. Yeah. Let's go through. I mean, hold on. You got to now we're going to go into this. You got to describe how you were dressed from week in, week out when you come down to bowl.
Oh, I was what?
How you were dressed when you come down, man.
What
Man,
what happened?
You had like the full Celtic Isaiah Thomas full on gear.
That was not in the beginning. That was later on. That was after a year.
I'm sure that was the beginning.
It was because my partner was in Boston, and
I know. I'll let you tell the story, man. I'll let you tell the story. Go on.
Oh, geez. It's not a big story. Okay, I'm not a big bowler. At the time, I was not a big bowler at all. But suddenly, I just show up at the games like with the full outfit from Boston Celtics, and it was the best thing is the outfit. You know, I'm a tall guy, but I was wearing Isaiah Thomas. That's one of the smallest, one of the shortest guys in the league. Yeah, so everybody was a bit confused. What the fuck is happening?
Confused, but we were laughing and smiling. It was good.
Yeah. Look at this wannabe. What the fuck is he doing there on the court?
Man, it was just fun watching a full-grown man running up and down the basketball court with full NBA jersey, full kit, shorts and top.
I was committed. Yes, that's fucking commitment.
Yeah, committed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you come along.
And I do what I like.
When you come a long way since then, I mean, you couldn't even bounce a ball back then, really. You couldn't even dribble.
No. So one of the main things that was actually driving me through the whole kind of fitness small transformation, let's say, was just one thing to be able to play the whole game, like without tapping out after 2 minutes, and the other thing is to be able to dunk finally. And I think I'm still not quite there yet. I can inconsistently do it.
Yeah,
I can do it, but it's inconsistent. Yeah,
but it's more like we've looked into this. It's more of a timing and the timing of the takeoff really now, isn't it?
Yeah, and I believe that I also have a lot of imbalances in terms of my left and right side. And the big journey was also figuring out what technique is best for me, what feels best. And that journey is like, I was on it just basically alone and sometimes asking you stuff, right? So I don't think I didn't have a consistent like jump coach all the time. So I might have run into like some
YouTube videos.
Yeah, YouTube videos and just figuring stuff out, and so it was constant experimentation. Yeah.
So you moved to London at 2014.
2014, yeah.
All right. Where were you before then?
I just finished studying in Denmark back then. I was already working in Denmark, in Copenhagen. So I had been studying in Denmark for 3.5 years.
Yeah, what were you studying?
It was a branch of computer science. It was digital media and technology. Digital media engineering or something like that.
This course, or you just you kind of just?
No, I forgot. I forgot what's the exact name of it. Fuck it.
But I thought you studied music, man. I thought your background was in music.
I used to study music, but it was I went to the music school for 13 years in total, I think. But it was on the side of my regular curriculum, so it was like afternoon. So my afternoons were filled up with music school.
All right. So what did you do at music school then?
You mean, are you asking like how does it look like?
No, I'm just wondering because because I know you play a lot of instruments.
Yeah, so it started off when I was 7. I started playing the piano.
Okay.
For 6 years. After 6 years, you finish the first grade of the music school, and then you have the second grade. But the second grade was not in the same building, and that was not the same music school, let's say, because the first one didn't have the second grade. Okay. So I had to apply somewhere else, and they didn't have space for pianists, so I ended up playing on the double bass.
All right.
Yeah, and for the next 6 years, I played the double bass. Along the road, I restarted piano as well because I applied midway to specialize in the piano at the same time. So I was specializing in 2 instruments at the same time. And there was one stressful year. It was when I was 19 years old. What's the equivalent of immatriculation exam here in UK, like A-level? So what the hell is called?
I don't know, probably A-level, right?
Like something that you finish after high school, right?
Yeah.
The last thing that decides about your studies. Yeah. So I had that, and on top of that, I had a final exam in the double bass, and final exam, not final exam, but like one of the semester exams for the piano. Okay. So it's like I always had to learn for all of those things. So it was quite stressful.
So is that like an interest of yours, and was it just something that you were talented at and got put into doing? Essentially, which category are you? Did you want to do it, or were made to do it?
It was a big problem for me because in the beginning I was kind of made to do it. In the end, I started enjoying it, yes, but psychologically speaking, it was a big problem because I was always torn, like if I'm really good at this or if I'm doing it for myself. Yeah. Do I really like it? Yeah, and I just didn't figure it out only until not long ago, to be honest. So, yeah, I always had the how do you call it, the imposter syndrome in music.
Imposter syndrome, what's that? Explain.
Yeah. Oh, imposter syndrome is that when you believe that you don't belong in a certain area.
Okay.
That you're just pretending that you know stuff, actually.
So are you saying you know stuff, or are you saying you don't know stuff and you want to be in this?
But inside you feel that you are not, yeah.
Okay. So I know, because I'm not sure how much am I supposed to, I know you made an album. I know.
Oh yeah, we made.
Yeah, man. So
yeah, we made an album, but I'm not gonna say with whom or what it is because it's supposed to be secret. I'm supposed to be a secret.
Yeah, that's fine. So how much? Well, how much can I tell the public about this secret music album of yours? I mean, I've listened to it. My girlfriend's listened to it, and I think it's like, wow, this is some amazing work coming out. I didn't expect it to be so vast. It wasn't so. Not your typical personality. It doesn't express your personality, which is the weird thing. I thought your music, the way you are as a person who actually expecting music, it wasn't.
Tell me, what did you expect? I'm really curious.
I just thought something would be a bit less flowy, something is a bit more restricted, a bit more conservative, but it wasn't.
More conservative. Okay. Yeah. No, I think I'm actually more experimental, more sometimes nostalgic, sometimes aggressive.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
nostalgic. There wasn't much aggression. I didn't sense much aggression, not from your side.
No, not in this album. No, I don't think so. Not in this album. But if I do some other stuff for myself, then sometimes it's more hard rock, let's say. Yeah. But this one was more experimental and more deep, dark, and I dig that vibe definitely.
Yeah, man. I mean, we listened to it in the car a couple of times. I listened to it on the
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. It's different.
Yeah.
You can hear one album on headphone, and you get one side of interpretation. But then you listen to it in the car, and you get another interpretation. I don't know how you feel. I mean, I've always had that feeling, listening to things in the car and then listening to things at home are completely different.
Yeah, I mean, when I was mixing and mastering the whole thing, at one time I was on the overground at 6:30 in the morning, and on my way to your place to the gym.
Yeah.
And I was just, you're just half asleep, right? You're on your headphones, preferably with noise canceling, and I was just listening to the whole album. I was just actually getting immersed in my own music, which was really good. I was like trying to spot all the points where you just get dragged out of it too early.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting experience, because at some point, for example, in one song, I was like, you get into that zone, you get, mesmerized, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, I wished it would be like a bit longer.
Yeah.
But it actually cuts off. So
that's what I feel. I feel some of the track. I feel some of the track.
Yeah.
It could have been a little bit longer. You could have dragged it out a little bit longer, because it's actually taking.
Those songs are already long. You know that.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking about, I'm not sure if I can name it. Like, DM, initial DM.
Yeah.
Right. I think that could have been a little bit longer as well, man. That does work really well. I think it would have been one of them songs where you could have dragged it.
Well, there's a balance, because if you actually fulfill the whole need of listening to one particular thing, then it becomes less addictive.
Yeah.
In a sense. So you want to give enough to satisfy, but not too much to bore. But it seems like you've been coming back to it, which is, I think it's one of the greatest compliments that you can give, actually, to anybody.
It's definitely. I think it's definitely good. I mean, you just need a little bit more. I don't know. We talked about this off air before. I mean, just a little bit of what do you call it? Refining. A little bit here and there, and that's about it. I mean, are you planning to release it? I mean, you and Mr. X.
Mr. X. Mr. X.
Well, it could be Mr. X or
Mr. X gonna give it to you.
No, it's the X.
X gonna give it to you.
This was not quite a crack. Actually, I was going to say a crack. That doesn't matter. Let's skip that part.
All right, yeah. The plan was to release it on the 4th of April already.
Oh shit!
But guess what happened?
Oh, I don't know. What's happened in 4th of April 2020?
I know COVID-19 struck in March. I don't know.
Thanks, China, and your fucking eating habit. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Hong Kong is not China. Just get it out there.
Taiwan. Can I say Taiwan?
Yes, you can. Taiwan is its own independent country too. An idiot.
Yeah, and what else is there? Where the monks are?
Tibet.
Tibet, yeah, Tibet.
Tibet, yes, man. Yeah. Let them do what they want, man. Leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah. For the glory of the Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, yeah, Winnie the Pooh and his clan.
Yeah. So COVID-19 happened, and I just have to figure out one last song, like the very last song. It's super tricky, because the way Mr. X wrote it, it is really catchy, but I have to make it more dynamic. But because right now it tires me out when I listen to it. Wow. Like I'm 2 minutes in, and I'm like, yeah, it has to be.
What kind of vibe is Mr. X trying to get across, or what kind of point is he trying to get across?
In that song?
Yeah, man.
I think the point is that, well, the whole concept of the album is that Mr. X actually thought that 2020 will be the year that will be like a tipping point in history, kind of
Well,
like
it definitely will be, man. Do you not think?
and motherfucker is
You got
kind
your
of
prediction right.
motherfucker is fucking right. Yeah. So
You're fucking right on this one.
when COVID-19 hit, I was like, fuck
Shit.
you. Yeah, fuck you. Like, you were right. Okay, you were right about that, but just about that. Shut up.
Well, it sounds like artistic differences already. What's that? What's this bit? On this bit, you're right.
Oh no, because Mr. X likes to. He has a lot of theories. He has a lot of theories.
Oh man. Oh, Mr. X has so much theories about everything on everything.
Yeah. So, but on that particular thing, he was like almost spot on. So that's really cool because like this album kind of describes what's happening, what might be happening later, and it's about transformation. And that last song is like coming out of the darkness because the whole album kind of follows kind of like you have the peaks and troughs in waves, so it kind of follows like a trot. So like a society, we just go down into darkness and then we just come out on the other side, but stronger.
Okay.
And so, I almost said the title of the song. And that, yeah,
buddy.
So in that last song, this is when we realized like that we became better. Yeah, that we are the next level.
Man, hopefully.
So it's it's supposed to be like a hopeful song. Yeah.
Well, that's what we want. Yeah. Everyone get time to reflect and have time to themselves to reflect on their life and their way of life. Let's see who comes out of it with a clearer mind and clearer goals in life.
Goals in life.
Yeah,
that's a big thing. What's your goal in life?
Time to think about it. It means 3 weeks now. Give another 3 weeks. I mean, minimal distraction. Let's see. Let's hope people out there who did need it time but didn't know they needed time. Now they have time that falls up on them. They can self-reflect.
If there's a recommendation of a book that I can give to people during that time, is definitely Courage to be Disliked. It's a really good book. Let me just look up the author.
Send that to me and I'm going to put it down on the show note.
Please do.
Book and the author.
Let me just... where is my Amazon Kindle? Okay, so that book, it's by Ishiro Kishimi.
Ishiro
Kishimi. Hi. And it's basically, the premise of the book is a young guy coming over to an older guy's study and asking him about just way of living and how to live and how to be happy, or just finding the meaning. And it's basically a discussion, like going back and forth, like the young guy saying, just opposing the older guy's arguments. So it's very interesting to learn about some new types of philosophy that I haven't heard about before.
Okay.
Specifically Adlerian philosophy, Adlerian school of thought. Adlerian psychology. It's psychology, actually.
Okay. Can you go into it a little bit?
Well, it's worth going through the book to slowly unravel the ideas behind this psychology, because it poses some seemingly controversial statements.
Okay.
But then as you just go further on, you just start realizing that it might be true. It's just, it's just a perspective of things. And perspective is important, just like we said in the beginning.
Yeah.
The old way of thinking, like the Freudian psychology, is about how you interpret stuff from the past, right? Yeah. So your past is influencing your decisions right now.
Definitely.
So that was cool. Yeah, so that's called etiology.
I don't know, man. Okay.
Yeah, so it's called. But at Adler, he posits that we should focus on teleology. So, what our inner goals at the moment,
Yeah.
how they define our actions. So, we might not be aware of our hidden goals right now, and those are defining our actions at the moment.
Okay. What was the
So,
name of the
and
book again?
courage to be disliked.
Courage to be
To be
disliked.
disliked. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's very interesting. What I was going to say, and it completely discards the notion of trauma.
Discard it.
Yeah, so that's very controversial.
Isn't that a
So
bit more Buddhism in there? Isn't that like a
what?
Buddhism philosophy, just into emptiness?
Oh, not sure if it goes down there. I don't know that one, but it doesn't sound like that.
You want to, what's it?
It's just about
well, it's a baggage, isn't it? If you're a memory of a negative past, it's still a weight on your mind.
Mm,
So it's weighted down on your soul, weighted down on the person.
yeah.
The way I interpret it is you try to get to a point where things matters and not matters are equal, where empty. It's a equilibrium inside you. I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting that out there.
No, I kind of understand. I kind of feel what you mean. But definitely to understand that you have to go through a lot of examples.
Yeah.
And reading and experiencing stuff. So it's just being like an observant, right? Yeah. Just observing and just letting things happen.
Yeah, I mean,
and just realizing that you can control whatever you can control, but anything else, it's not worth.
Nope. I think
just not thinking about, but just worrying about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is what this lockdown has taught us. Initially, when everyone's all, what's the word? Panicky, trying to control things, and then they realize there's a lot of things they can't control.
But what the hell with this toilet paper thing? That was.
What's that? Sorry.
The toilet paper,
it was
brought out so quick. That was just, oh my god. I didn't expect it. I expected like cans of food disappearing, like beans, meat, canned meat, and stuff like that.
Common sense isn't that common.
Toilet paper.
Common sense isn't that common.
No, it's a follow the shepherd, sheeps just following each other kind of effect. Yeah.
If you've seen some of the stupid shit I've seen on my WhatsApp chat, some of the stuff I've seen on them, you would laugh your ass off too. Man, it's like I've seen video of people steaming their face trying to get a coronavirus, drinking. Oh my god, it was like drinking pure cider vinegar mixed with like garlic. Well. All right, that gets rid of your coronavirus, does it?
Oh my god,
that's a good one.
No, I mean, no. Well, they're feeding off on the fact that there's not a lot of facts around it. How to treat it, right?
Yeah. These texts and these messages are being passed around, and people are passing around. So there must be a group of people out there who actually think, you know what? This makes sense. Let's go and steam our faces with steam, and then let's go and drink loads of like vinegar and garlic buds. Then we're going to be immune to COVID-19.
Yeah, I've heard that actually WhatsApp limited the amount of forwarding that you can do for a given message. So they actually figure out if a message has been passed a lot, then they just limit it, I think, to how many people at the same time you can send. Like, I think right now the limit is 6, and before it was more, more.
It's a bit weird. Isn't that like against our rights to communicate and stuff like that?
Well, if you really want to communicate, you can still communicate. It's just you're just not making it so viral, let's say, because
China,
somebody's like, yeah,
sounds
I'm
like
gonna send to 6 people. Oh, that's enough. 6 people is enough. It's great.
China's probably listening to my YouTube channel right now, thinking, "Who's that
Yeah,
dickhead?
this guy.
This guy's talking
Put him
bad
on
about Winnie the
the
Pooh."
put him on the list. Yes,
Well,
I
tell
can't
you
do a
what, China,
Chinese
I'm
accent.
not coming back there anytime soon. So fuck you.
How do you say "fuck you" in Chinese?
Doesn't matter. They know. They know. Fuck you. That's all. That's the only thing they know.
I know, but I want to learn.
No, it's not worth it.
Okay. Okay.
Man, I mean, that's another thing. I mean, do you think religion's got anything to do with this? The way people act sometimes. Oh, like in this COVID-19 instance, how they reacted. I know you're not a religious guy, so this is why it's a bit easier to talk to you about this.
I think that
All religion as well, not just one or two, not just
well, often, yeah. Well, I think often religion is used as a shield for people to express whatever they want to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever they want to feel or whatever they believe. So, are you asking if the religions were different, people would act differently?
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of like panicking, for example, or in terms of like what? Yeah,
Panicking.
I'm not sure if it's related. I don't think one influenced the other. I think both are kind of expressions of our inner fears.
Yeah.
Because our inner fears and hopes and hopes, I think, yeah. Because ultimately, like, it seems like a lot of religions are based in fear, to be honest.
Based on fear, right? This is what I want to say.
So it's ultimately coming from a negative side. I think only kind of Buddhism that I know of is kind of level.
Buddhism it's more of a.
It's not a religion, right? It's a spirit. It's a spiritual way of living, right?
Way of living, yeah.
Yeah.
When like some people could say it's a religion, but let's for the chat show's sake, just put it in either group. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I mean,
there was an interesting video I actually saw about religion and where it might be coming from, and the whole notion of like the voice of God and stuff like that. So if you think about it, like in evolution,
yeah,
like we come from like bacteria, and then we evolve like to more sentient beings, right?
Bacteria? I mean, we were once bacteria.
No, I'm talking about like the super old million years ago thing, right? So somewhere along the way, I mean, because we just gain more and more kind of understanding and realization that we are if you know what I mean, as in, how do you call it, the consciousness? Yeah, the consciousness grows, let's say, with the species. And I think that it might be possible that back in the days, the whole voice of God was actually us just talking to ourselves, like, oh, I want to eat. Oh, ooga booga, I eat. I fuck.
Don't eat that.
I sleep, right? And that slowly evolved into like us realizing, okay, I'm my own being. And then, maybe some people, maybe it is possible that some people just understand and view the world differently than we do. For example, like me and you.
Yeah.
Maybe they still have that kind of notion of like, oh, there is actually coming something from outside, but I think they don't realize maybe that necessarily it is actually themselves speaking to themselves. Maybe, I don't know.
So their own inner voice, right?
Their own inner voice, that inner monologue. So that's the thing, the inner monologue, right? Yeah. Some people don't have the inner monologue at all.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. It's like
weird.
This
is why I want to talk. Like, this is where I want to get into.
Yeah.
People's behavior. So people's behavior, because they haven't got. Well, I started with religion or inner monologue to tell them what's wrong or right, or a guidance. or
Yeah.
a guideline.
Yeah.
So certain people and certain humans out there are doing things and acting in certain ways out for themselves are fine. Any of them watching from the side is like, whoa, it's off color, barbaric.
Mm.
I don't know, awful. I mean, let's use the word awful.
Mm-hmm.
And they see normality in that.
Mm. Mm.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think religion positively could change that person? Because if he doesn't have
Well,
an
I
monologue,
well, if a religion gives you a frame of reference, gives you a moral system, it's about the moral system, right?
yeah,
Then it's easier for someone to justify that. Okay, this is really fine. Like slicing somebody's throat in the daylight is fine because this and that.
yeah,
I'm talking extremes, right?
yeah, oh yeah, I'm talking
But
that.
you can talk about like all the things, like how many people you can marry, or how many people can you love, or that you cannot have sex. You can have sex before marriage, or stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know, it's all arbitrary.
yeah.
It's whatever, yeah, whatever pleases you,
Yeah.
and very
So
often it's imposed on you. So
right,
it's notice that so often we're just given the religion.
yeah, giving
Yeah,
and then
like all the people say, like they're so like, oh, I'm gonna let my kid decide in the future, like what they,
yeah,
if they believe or not, but they baptize them in the beginning. Is like, well,
yeah, that doesn't quite make sense, does it?
yeah,
It doesn't quite make sense. I mean, religion's been one of them things that anyone can talk about and then either A, spark a massive war, or B, just having a nice chat like we're doing now, where you could just chat about it and have a
can
mutual
spike by a massive war, or can be a scapegoat for a war.
yeah.
Maybe it's the other way around as well,
Oh man,
because so many times it has just been um, just just a scapegoat. Like, okay, we're doing it for religion, but actually we're doing it for the resources, or we're doing it for land, or whatever, right?
hear it like
Or
that.
for the glory of the how do you call the government, or whatever, the Chinese government.
Yeah, man. I mean, but the thing is with Chinese government, they erase all religion. This is the point that I was trying to finally get into, because they haven't got religion. Do you think your mass population don't have a guide, because they
A
haven't
guide.
in a monologue, or B, have a religious guidance, or C, have the educational guidance from a non-dictatorship educational system?
Yeah, it's fascinating to me because I don't think I know what people exactly think in China. I just know you. I know some people on the internet or whatever, but
Obviously, not all China
I
are.
haven't. I haven't. I don't want to. Yeah, that's the thing. I cannot generalize, or I cannot
Well,
make
I'm taking
any.
the piss. I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying that the current government and the way they do handle things are not the right way of doing things. I'm sure there's a lot of nice
Yeah.
Chinese people out there. I'm sure
Oh
there's a lot
yeah,
of
but
Chinese people out there too.
yeah, and I believe that, and I think uh, it's definitely the regime that keeps people in place,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's history just repeating itself, and it's just the oldest trick in the history, like just having enough armed forces just to keep people in check, and people just, and fear, right? And I think you talked about fear before in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just tap into fear and invigilating the person, right? Just making them afraid to speak up or express their own opinion. But what I wanted to say is that, like, as for a Westerner, right? I don't feel like there's a lot of enough information coming from there, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know everything, and it just goes to show like how much the government is actually limiting the whole thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't know you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem as well. Yeah.
And I think people out there, they don't know what they don't know either. But
yeah, I saw some videos like of some Chinese people actually standing behind the government, right?
Yeah.
But as the guy was asking them more questions, they actually didn't know shit. They were just drones.
Puppets who's getting paid to hold a big flag up.
Well, not necessarily paid, but also just either being afraid or just not thinking.
Man, I mean, the story was, I mean, you see,
but most probably it's afraid. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, I don't blame them. They have to be afraid of the government out there. They are just so powerful. I don't blame the guys who actually, you know what, the government is shit, but there's nothing we can do. If we voice it, we're going to disappear and just never see our kids again.
Yeah, I know, and I've heard about those stories even in the Polish reality back in the days. I wasn't going through those times, but I just heard from my parents, from my grandparents, right? They went through those times, so it's not far away.
Yeah,
that it happened. So I believe what's happening over there, right? It's I don't deny it at all.
Over in Poland, when you speak up against the government, you have a potential of being disappeared
against the party. Yeah, against the party. Yeah. If you spoke against the party, your passport would be taken away. You couldn't travel or whatever.
See, this is why I'm so grateful to be in England. Like a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what I also realized. Like people in England, they don't know history a lot. They have a very they don't realize how much shit there is and there was.
Yeah.
And they don't have the perspective. So they're making really, really bad choices, starting with, well, in my opinion, at least with the European Union. Everybody has a different opinion about this, what's best, but
voice it, man.
But I think the arguments that they were using mostly, they were populistic and they were just based in irrational expectations.
Man, like this.
Yeah, ever since that happened, yeah, it's been rather downwards, I think.
The whole, what you're on about the Brexit, right? We'll make sure I'm on the same line. The whole Brexit thing, I mean, is already going to start backfiring. Have you heard about them?
The PPE thing, agreements that they missed the deadlines for the personal protective equipment?
I'm not too sure about them. The one I was on about, it's them flying workers, I think it's from Romania to help out. I think certain food farm, right? I think it was yesterday or the day before.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Well, what people don't realize is these people are like migrant workers are needed. Now, in time of need, even them, this country have been talking so much smack about people coming in and taking the jobs. Well, what happens? Now you're in need, and where do you find them? Your own people are not willing to work or can't work. Yeah. Now we have to find people who will. I mean, who's helping out? Another foreign country in Europe coming out and helping.
Yeah. Well, apart from that, also the problem is that London is just a separate country.
Yeah,
to
London
be honest.
is.
It's a country state separate to the entire UK. And
I have to agree with that. London is very different to the rest of the country.
So I live in London, so I think the problem is that I am unable to voice my concerns to those people that actually made the whole thing, go forward, the whole Brexit.
I mean, I can see why people outside of London would vote Brexit. But at the same time, it's a hard one. I can see why they've done it and why they voted for it. But at the same time, they also need to see, without being in Europe, London wouldn't be what it is and being the stronghold that it is.
And it becomes a weak link, actually. And then the whole thing just collapses slowly, like a domino effect.
Yeah, exactly. So Well, it's done now anyway. So no matter what we say now is going to make any difference. It's just voicing our own opinions right now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like, let's go back to the old
Well,
days.
we're just observing. We're just not
The
judging.
observers and opinionators. No,
Yes.
going back to like before this country, man, I am so grateful to be in this country, man. That's definite.
No,
If I was London, if I was in China, man, the things I've just said
yeah.
in this video, I'll be like disappeared by tomorrow evening. I don't even know where I'll be by tomorrow evening.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when like
I know we're laughing, but yeah, it's some people don't
yeah,
realize it's
people don't
possible.
think. People probably think I'm talking. Oh man, Kev Lee's talking shit right now. How bad can it be? Man,
Yeah,
I just spoke against the government. I
yeah,
just told the government to fuck off, and we just took the piss out of the government all in 1 hour.
yeah,
What did you? What? And then people was going to be thinking, well, what the hell did you expect?
yeah. Worse things happened. Worse things happened than this.
Winnie the Pooh happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be here. I really, I have a lot of opportunities here, and I met a lot of really good people. So, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm just really surprised where things started going at some point. I was always seeing like London, UK is being like, okay, we make informed decisions. We're smart. We have Cambridge, right, and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like that.
if things are getting a bit out of control, and then somebody starts selling you an idea, or selling you an idea of a solution, and that
Yeah,
solution somehow resonate with all the other people surrounding you or your friends, and then that
skull.
little bit of idea, good or bad.
Okay, so that oh yeah, so whether it's good or bad, that's the problem. Like they don't consider like, okay, it might resonate with you, but is it good in the long run?
Man, definitely. That's what I'm saying. It could be good or bad. But I think a lot of,
Obviously,
sorry, go on.
no, I'm saying that, you know, perspective is that like one is populism,
Yeah.
which is massive in politics, but second is that well, everybody wants the best for themselves,
Yeah.
right? So if they just tap into that and that's it, right? Then
It's all
you
I
want a
see
big house? I'm gonna give you a big house, but just sign this here. Just say yes
say
on the
yes.
dotted line. Yeah, just
I mean, I don't know. I mean, ever since talking about this, I mean, for the last 5 minutes, all I can see in my own head, in my like,
yeah.
my mind is just seeing Adolf Hitler talking shit in front of people, and people are chewing it and buying it. That's all that's going through
Yeah,
my head.
this is what happened. This
This
is
is
what
what goes through
happened.
my head. Like when I see Winnie the Pooh
Yeah,
talk, and I see
yeah. It's just repeating
people,
itself. I know.
even in England, even
This is so
across Europe,
stupid.
you see a
I know. I know.
slightly off-centered like political leader just talk a little
Yeah.
10% of shit, and that shit resonate. That 10%
Yeah.
grows and grows and manifests
And
into
that,
this.
yeah, that gives the way to all those nationalists and those races and everything. Just look at USA, right?
Yeah, man.
Trump
It's
got into power, and look how many Nazis suddenly started appearing out of nowhere.
yeah,
They were nowhere, but we're not Nazis. We're Americans. We saved Europe.
yeah.
Even yeah,
I mean, like, can you
even
imagine? Can you imagine like people?
but you know, even UK in the, I'm not sure if you know that history, but I think the worst thing that UK did in the Second World War was just not believing that shit is happening, that there are concentration camps in the beginning. And you know what there was their the first response
No, go
to the
on.
whole thing? They uh, they did a carpet bombing, but not of bombs. They they dropped leaflets
Yeah,
on top of Germany for people to read, like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this or whatever. I don't remember the information
yeah.
that was on the
I
leaflets.
remember a little something like that back in. Go on.
Yeah,
History
but that
lesson.
was their first response. Can you imagine?
She's
Like,
very British. That's
yeah,
very British.
yes,
Get your information across, and let's hope that we can talk this one out.
yeah,
Well, you know what? That actually makes sense. right? If you didn't want war and you see the guy making stupid mistake, the first thing you do, you're like, mate, why are you doing this? This is wrong. You want to talk it out first.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring violence into it. It sounds funny, but I think that's actually quite a good move. I mean, come think about it. Here, read this.
Well, if you put it from the perspective of the people that already died in concentration camps, it doesn't become so funny.
It isn't funny for them lot, but for your general civilians out there, I mean, hopefully, wait, hold on, yeah, this leader's resonating with me. Well, why are we doing this? Why are we going against these lot? Why are we putting these people in a camp?
That made me think about that one thing. I'm not going to name the guy from where I heard that, but that was actually quite wise. Oh, speaking of, like, I like to listen to like all the sides. Like, you can be a bad guy, but I like to listen because, like, either somebody is spewing a lot of bullshit, you can sometimes pick up some grain of truth or something that, you know, that you consider, right?
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is that unless we're actually put in the position, we might as well just assume that we all are Nazis, because you don't know what you're gonna do if you're under a regime, right? So you should be afraid of that, afraid of yourself. You should be mindful that you might be a Nazi, and you should do the best you can to avoid that. You know.
No, we should be mindful. I mean, I would like to think people who are listening to this will know the difference between right and wrong. Right? I mean,
well,
a bunch of people in camps. I would expect these, like, the people listening to the show, like, you know what? Why are we sending these people in camps for?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? We're questioning. I mean, we know what's right and wrong. We don't need religion. We don't need a spiritual leader. We don't need a tutor standing in front of us saying, "Oh yeah, Matt, Kev, by the way, this is wrong." Sending a bunch of people into a camp and gassing them is wrong. We know that's wrong.
Well, some people think no. Well, I think we just need like one or two main rules for just living in a society, and that's it.
Worst case scenario, tell them fucking Google it.
Like, it just, for example. But I think maybe a rule like, you can do whatever you want, but as long as you're not hurting anybody else. And that's it. And end of the story. Just make it general, easy to remember, and
it is an easy rule. You're not hurting anyone. Do what you want. You're not hurting anyone.
As long as you don't hurt anyone, and that's it.
Stirring hate and stirring a bunch of people into doing things or manipulating people is not a society I want to be part of. Not a society I want to be part of. But
ultimately,
will manipulate the people.
Yeah. Ultimately, I don't think we're gonna, as a society, be all good all the time. I think there's always gonna be ups and downs. I think always
it's gonna be good.
And I think we just might as well just accept it and do the best we can at the given moment, and that's it.
Definitely. Oh man, got a bit heavy towards the end, man, hasn't it?
That's good. I like those. Like, going deep. That's my forte. Because makes you think.
Well, I hope people
only so much you can talk about coffee.
Coffee. Yeah. Tell you what, during this lockdown, can you remember the film called V for Vendetta?
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, I love it. Oh, Hugo Weaving. Oh, I love the guy. Oh, he's a tremendous actor.
So I think
tremendous actor. Yes.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, what I'm about to say is, I think people who now we have time, if you can find that film, man. I mean, taking the idea of this whole movie and enjoy it. There's a lot of things that's been said in the film. I think people should take notice. I don't want to go into it too much, but for the people who haven't seen it, I mean, it's definitely a must-watch on my recommendation list during the lockdown.
Okay. And my recommendation for any gamers out there,
Gamers, not
for
me.
gamers,
Metal Gear
yes.
Solid 1, the original.
No, not that one. I'm talking
Matt's
about.
got the original Metal Gear Solid t-shirt on.
Yeah, I got it from pre-order. No,
Nice.
not the pre-order. It was like a order from America. It was like the whole trilogy on PlayStation 3. So the suggestion is to play Mass Effect. It's quite old, the trilogy, but the story is amazing, and it talks about the struggle of trying to bring awareness to people that don't believe that something bad is happening or is about to happen, right?
What?
And it's
Why
perfect
did
for
you
the
say
times.
that?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect for now. So,
Oh man, so we got
mm.
Vivan Vendetta from me, and what have you got? Say that again. Say the title.
Yeah, Mass Effect,
Mass
the
Effect.
original trilogy. Mass Effect, yeah. Mass Effect, definitely, yeah.
Cool. Let's bring this to an end, and let's get you back on here soon. That was a good chat.
Okay.
I think that's an
Yeah, I loved it.
interesting
I loved
chat
it.
for people who want to dive a little deeper into, I don't know, the hangry side.
The hangry side, yeah. And next time we could do one of those,
Or what is one of those?
just to spike your, your curiosity.
Strangers edition. This is
So it's a card game. It's amazing. Like the original one is for couples and stuff like that, but I have the Strangers edition, and basically the way it works, like you have random questions inside. You pick one up, and you just ask each other back and forth, and the questions are really interesting and make you think. So we could do that next time.
All right, next time. Okay, but before we go, are you missing any food at the moment? Any particular food?
Missing?
Yeah.
Dude, as long as we have delivery, I'm okay. Like when delivery ends, I think then we can start worrying. But right now,
what have you
fine.
been getting the most of? What deliveries have you been getting the most of?
Deliveries. I haven't been ordering that much, but burgers from Dip and Flip, best burgers. Dip and Flip, best burgers. That's my recommendation. Pizza, obviously, and some Indian food. I love Indian food. Yes.
All right. Man.
Love Indian food. Yeah.
So
some spinach-based Indian food. Oh, I love it.
All right, man. So that's what we'll do. Once this lockdown's over, we're going to do a big food party somewhere.
Okay.
We're going to do it.
You're welcome to do it here.
Yeah. No, man. We're stuck inside for too long now. I mean, it's one of them times.
Okay. You want to do it outdoors? Okay. Yeah. Hopefully the sun will be out and we can do it in the park or whatever.
Yeah. Let's hope the sun still be out and we don't miss summer 220. But
Jesus, that would be awful. That would be awful. God. Because I really want to play basketball this year. You know.
Oh, basketball. Next time we'll talk about basketball, man. That'll get me hungry.
Oh, next time, yeah, because next time we can talk about Michael Jordan because we're gonna see the documentary soon, right?
Yes,
documentary is coming out.
Yeah, definitely. All right, buddy. Wait, let's call it time.
Signing out. It was nice.
Out from this side too,
buddy. I like it. See ya.
Bye.